mañana del 8 de agosto de 2014, un río de sangre marcó el camino en la tranquila calle de Pueblo Güey en Las Vegas. La sangre iría desde el campo nacional de golf hasta todas y cada una de las residencias de la zona, dejando marcas de sangre de pies y manos en ventanas y suelos, terminando así en la puerta de la cocina de una de las últimas casas, en donde el inquilino se levantaría a base de golpes en la ventana acompañado de un grito estremecedor. Aquel sonido les hizo llamar de inmediato al 911, y lo que vieron al observar por la ventana fue tan aterrador que no se atrevieron a abrir la puerta. Nada en el suelo estarían las consecuencias de lo que todos conocemos como una relación tóxica y la conclusión de una trágica historia basada en el control y el poder abusivo. Pero para poder entender lo que pasó en ese momento, deberíamos tener en cuenta todas y cada una de las terribles circunstancias que sucedieron antes de aquello. Y eso nos lleva al principio de esta historia.
I don't know, man. If anybody gets in my face, obviously you can't hit them, right? Or you're off the show.
You'll use your best judgment.
Oh, okay.
There are consequences for everything.
Okay.
And you'll use your best judgment.
All right. What if it's self-defense?
Use your best judgment.
Knocked him out, yeah.
You
Third
did.
round, yeah. Knee.
You're insane. See, he's insane. This one is good.
Knock, you know.
Where was
Yeah.
it? Where was it? Who'd you
San Manuel, Mike Robles, Mexican guy, he thinks he's all the shit, but, you know, I put him in his place.
This morning, I already went to the gym at 5:45. I was hoping I could get a second trip today, you know, so. But I've been shadow boxing in the bathroom, so.
Are you a good fighter?
Of course, that's why I fight. If I wasn't good, I would have fucking quit.
You gotta muscle up a little bit, though.
Yeah?
You seem a little bit soft. All these guys are coming in all.
Yeah, but, you know, I got 6 inches of reach on them.
All right. You'll be able to use it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, what are they going to take me down?
Yeah,
I mean, that's okay.
That's what they're gonna do.
That's okay.
They're gonna take you down and beat your face in. What's all over your tat? What are all those tats mean, man?
Anarchy. Game bred. That means I was born and bred to fight, never quit. That's a long story.
That's a long story. You peeking through keyholes at naked women? What is that?
Nah, she's little. She's only like 8, probably 12 or something. She's praying. Got me some impaled people. So I like them. When I was a little kid, I saw that movie Dracula.
Yeah.
And the impaled bodies in it. Got me excited, so I decided to get that tattoo.
Yeah.
It says War Machine. It's my fight name.
War Machine?
Yeah.
Jon War Machine Koppenhaver?
Yeah.
Estas son las grabaciones del programa The Ultimate Fighter. Para aquellos que no estáis familiarizados con el programa, la premisa principal es similar a los programas tipo Gran Hermano. Un grupo de gente que no conoce a nadie, encerrados en un espacio relativamente pequeño, con abundantes cámaras para filmar o capturar cualquier cosa que pueda pasar. Y todas las estimulaciones externas han sido suprimidas sin excepción. Esto significa nada de teléfonos, cero televisión, y absolutamente nada de comunicación con el mundo exterior. La única razón detrás de esto es para crear tensión, ya que la tensión puede transformarse en hostilidad, y la hostilidad puede hacer un buen programa de televisión.
I want to go. I want to go on Friday now. That is it. I don't want to be here anymore. I do not want to be amongst you lot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to be around people. They're giving them a fucking shit about how I'm feeling. I hope the public vote me out because I don't want to be here. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate living with these two-faced and because I don't suck people's fucking assholes, I'm up for eviction every week. But I ain't sucking arsehole. I'm not gonna suck fucking assholes.
La única diferencia entre programas tan populares como Gran Hermano y The Ultimate Fighter, dedicado a un público en concreto, es que los competidores son luchadores de MMA entrenados. No solo eso, también deben competir en un torneo de eliminación directa, donde los participantes luchan los unos contra los otros. El que se lleva la victoria consigue un contrato profesional con la UFC de 6 cifras. Para simplificar, 16 personas viviendo en una casa durante 6 semanas y uno contra uno luchan en una jaula cada pocos días, hasta que solo uno de ellos queda victorioso. Básicamente es todo el show. Como de esperar, alguna de las personas que se mete a este tipo de programas de forma voluntaria no es que tengan la mejor salud mental precisamente.
I do. I do let you bang. Hey. Let me bang again, man. I'll let you bang. I'll let you bang. Let you bang. Let you bang.
Algo extraño del programa. En esta escena los productores decidieron poner música romántica y pretenciosa, como si intentasen hacer brillar más ese momento. Son personajes como este, de los que han habido un montón, que han hecho el programa tan popular alrededor del mundo. El programa puede viralizar a cualquiera de forma sensacional, ya sea por buenas o malas acciones. Héroes y villanos se han convertido en estrellas gracias a este tipo de endoctrinamiento, y uno de estos era Jon Koppenhaver, de 26 años, más conocido como Maquina de Guerra, quien empezó el show siendo uno de los menos populares del programa. De las pocas veces que se le veía en antena, solo se le apreciaba emborrachándose, destruyendo propiedad, peleando contra otros participantes o haciendo comentarios crueles sobre temas sensibles. Actuaba como un animal involucionado y primitivo durante los primeros episodios, pero parece que todo cambió a partir del capítulo 8, donde abrió su alma al público antes de su última pelea.
Before being here, you know, people would always say stupid shit like your past, your childhood, this and that. You know, it could affect the way you turn out, you know. It could affect dumb things, even like fighting or whatever, anything. I'm like, yeah, right, dude. But it doesn't matter, man. My dad died. I gave him CPR, big deal. Big fucking deal. No, I thought, hey, I'm strong. I got past all of that. I don't ever think about it, ever. But I'm just here now, nothing to do, and, you know, I think about everything.
Pasó de ser un don nadie a ser el luchador más famoso del programa en un solo episodio. A pesar de haber perdido en una pelea muy ajustada y ser eliminado en la primera tanda, siguió siendo el favorito, e incluso le dieron otra oportunidad en la final, en donde se enfrentó a otro participante bastante popular. La pelea garantizaría al ganador un puesto en la UFC, y la derrota sería el final para el perdedor, pero necesitaban ganar y de forma espectacular. Ser un luchador es como una montaña rusa. Cuando estás en lo alto, los niveles de adrenalina son incalculables, y cuando estás abajo es como ser un toro castrado. Y esto requiere una aproximación tipo: o lo das todo o te llevas nada. Para ganarlo todo debes arriesgarlo todo. Imagina entrenar durante meses para un evento que dura 15 minutos el que más, y lo que puedes ganar significa todo. Si ganas, no habrá muchas cosas comparables a la sensación de ese momento, pero si pierdes, el dolor emocional puede ser devastador. Ser luchador es una apuesta, no solo desde un punto de vista físico y económico, pero también psicológico y espiritual, visto así por muchos. Para llegar a lo alto, debes tomar un gran riesgo, y a largo plazo las apuestas estarán en tu contra. Jon Koppenhaver ha alcanzado lo más alto de la atracción en esta ocasión, y como un toro, su castración llegará pronto. Su siguiente pelea fue el 24 de mayo de 2008, la que perdió en los primeros 56 segundos del primer asalto. Fue expulsado de la UFC y tuvo bastantes problemas con la ley desde aquel entonces. Fue acusado de 2 cargos de asalto, el primero por estrangular a un hombre hasta dejarlo inconsciente en un parking.
To have that image out there that a fighter is choking people out is scary.
Well, but that's nice to choke them out, because if we wanted to, we could smash their whole body apart. So a choke is nice and quiet, nice and peaceful. You take a little nap and you wake up. You know, harm done. You know, on the other hand, you smash them to pieces, and they really hurt. So that's a nice way out.
El segundo cargo de asalto fue por dejar inconsciente a un portero de discoteca a base de golpes.
There's always a little bit of tension between us. He's a big dude, probably like 6'4", 320 pounds, big giant dude. And that night in particular, we had words that kept escalating. You know, he was gonna beat me up, I was gonna beat him up. We're talking shit. And eventually it got to the point where it's like, well, what's up? And he's like, what's up? Do something. He's telling me to do something, egging me on, kind of challenging me. He wanted to fight. Well, dude, you don't want to fight me. Well, yeah, come on, let's do it. We did it. He lost. It was only one punch. I didn't terrorize him. One punch. He lost, I won, I got in trouble. Had I lost, I would have went home, went to sleep, woke up and said, I'm not gonna do that again. Some people are a little bit different. They like to pick fights and they like to, call the cops, so. That's his problem.
Por sorpresa para todos, fue sentenciado a 3 años de libertad condicional y 30 días de trabajo forzado. Sabía que había tenido mucha suerte por no ir a la cárcel, y esto le hizo retomar su carrera de luchador e intentar volver a la cima. Dijo abiertamente que su plan era pelear en eventos en pequeñas ciudades contra oponentes de bajo nivel, esperando así que una larga racha de victorias y una mejora de su récord le permitiese volver a la UFC. Tenía un camino claro y una visión perfecta de cómo obtenerlo, y todo parecía ir de acuerdo con el plan.
Hawani for fanhouse.com, being joined by MMA fighter War Machine. And War Machine, you are on an impressive 3-fight winning streak as of late. You feeling a little more comfortable in your MMA career now?
You know what, dude? It's I belong in the big shows. You know what I mean? So I've been going around and beating up these undefeated hometown heroes like De Lorenzi up in Canada and Rashad Woods in DC. And these are just guys that I'm supposed to be, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm the real deal, dude. I'm not a scrub, so I'm just I'm just gonna keep on kicking ass until I get back into the UFC or back into a big show.
Justo en ese momento, la UFC requería de una racha de 6 victorias y una derrota para siquiera ser considerado para un contrato. Y justo en este momento, Maquina de Guerra solo necesita 3 peleas más para tener otra oportunidad. Ganaría las 2 siguientes, una por decisión y la otra por KO técnico, pero perdería la tercera por decisión dividida. Esta derrota sería muy difícil para digerir para Maquina de Guerra, ya que significaba que tenía que comenzar desde cero. No es como estar abajo, pero está muy cerca de tocar el suelo, y todo por lo que había trabajado se había esfumado a pesar del sacrificio que le costó llegar hasta ahí. Y eso sería un golpe muy duro al despertarse la mañana siguiente, y parece que se descarriló poco después.
Prosecutors played surveillance video from in and outside Thruster's Lounge in Pacific Beach.
It immediately knocked me back. I grabbed from my mouth and kind of fell backwards onto my butt, and it took me a few seconds to kind of come out of my daze.
Bouncer Matthew Compton said the UFC fighter War Machine, who had his name legally changed from Jon Koppenhaver, punched him several times in the mouth. Compton said he was dazed, his lip was split, and 2 of his teeth loosened. Seconds later, he said the brawl moved outside, where another security camera captured the action.
Beyond aggressive. Crazy almost. That's the best way I can describe it. Just he was seeing nothing else.
Fue condenado a una sentencia de 1 año en la cárcel del condado de San Diego, pero tenía un retraso de 2 meses hasta que comenzase su condena. Básicamente solo usaría ese tiempo para pasear y salir de fiesta, pero de algún modo se las arregló para tener una última pelea antes de que llegara su castigo.
Had a tough battle with John Alessio. Match didn't go your way. Care to reflect on it?
I actually did a lot better than I thought I was going to do. I pretty much knew I would lose, unless I got a lucky knockout. I trained for 5 days for the fight. I'm in the worst shape I've ever been in my whole life. So I was like, oh man, it was a weird mental game going into this fight. Usually I'm confident I think I'm going to win. This time I really knew I would lose, but I was hoping for a lucky something. So I did better than I thought I was going to do, so I'm happy for that. But I still would have, rather won, of course. But
now I know you've had a lot of drama coming up and stuff like that. Did that at all get in your head for this fight?
Yeah, I mean, sure. You know, fighting is a mental game, so you want to always have everything going as smooth as possible before a fight. So I have a lot of stress, you know. I'm going to go to jail for a year next week, and, you know, I just don't want to go to jail because it's going to be boring, you know. I can't train, I can't fight, I can't get laid, you know what I mean? I mean, I can't even have delicious snacks, no pizza, nothing, you know what I mean? So it's going to suck, but I mean, I'm not worried about nothing else. I don't think anyone's going to try and mess with me. I mean, it's county jail, it's not prison, so everyone there is a year or less, so they all want to go home too. So I don't expect, and I'm not in a gang, so there's no reason for people to mess with me. I'm just going to mind my own business, read some books, I'm going to just do push-ups and sit-ups and all that kind of stuff.
Any last thing you want to say to the fans out there?
Thanks for sticking by me, and you know, I'll be back in a year, and I'll be in shape, and I'll do good fights. So.
Principalmente debía cumplir exactamente 1 año de cárcel, pero acabaría cumpliendo más de 2, ya que el juez extendió su sentencia debido a precedentes peleas que salieron a la luz, pero gran parte de su condena fue encerrado en aislamiento por razones confidenciales. El 29 de octubre de 2012 fue puesto en libertad y fue de aislamiento directamente a la calle. También conceptualizó una marca de ropa durante su encarcelamiento y la comercializaría con un amigo el día de su puesta en libertad. Pero no solo eso, había comenzado un vídeo diario en redes sociales donde admitió haber tomado esteroides, pero a veces se volvía completamente histérico y maníaco.
Oh my fucking god, I'm so fucking pissed off right now. Dude, I've been craving a fucking Slurpee since last night. I want a Slurpee. I want a fucking Slurpee. And I see 7-Eleven, so I go and I want to get a Slurpee. And I fill out my fucking cup, and the fucking bitch who fucking works there fucking tells me that I need to take off my fucking hoodie on my head. And I was like, what? Huh? And the fucking bitch tells me that I have to fucking take off my hoodie or she's not gonna fucking serve me a fucking Slurpee. Are you fucking serious? Oh my god, I'm fucking freaked the fuck out. And then the fucking other asshole that works there says he's gonna call the cops. I wanna smash the fucking motherfucker. So I dumped my fucking Slurpee on the floor so those fucking dumb motherfuckers could clean it up. Why? Oh my god, I'm so fucking mad. Why can't I just get a fucking Slurpee? Why the motherfuckers gotta harass me and tell me to take off my fucking hoodie? I'm gonna go to this other 7-Eleven right now. I'm gonna get a fucking Slurpee right now. And these motherfuckers better not tell me to take off my fucking hoodie. And they better not give me a hard fucking time. These motherfuckers, oh my god, this motherfucker better not fucking tell me to take off my fucking hoodie. I'm gonna snap. Oh, fucking A. Look what I got, Slurpee. Look at my hood still on. Yeah, you know what, man? I'm fucking really glad this fucking dickhead right here, he sold me a Slurpee, because if that motherfucker wouldn't have given me a Slurpee, then I'd have had to boycott fucking 7-Eleven and all Slurpees. And I don't like to boycott Slurpees. What's up, guys? Yeah, I got some time to talk about this TRT shit right now. First of all, fucking any fighter that tries to get a TRT exemption is stupid, because now you're telling them you're doing it. You know what I mean? Now, like, you know what I mean? You're better off just to shut up about it. Steroids aren't magic. You know what I mean? Most all athletes do it, and they do it because they want to be the best. They want to do the best, and plus everyone else is doing it. So it's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know, you can't do shit about it. You know? Hey yo, fuck 24-hour fitness, man. Oh my god, I'm fucking about to freak the fuck out. I just left my fucking workout. So I'm working out. I'm doing fucking weighted pull-ups, 24-hour fitness, and I'm using, you know, a chalk, because I go heavy. Like, I'm doing like 105 pounds, and fucking it slips. You know, you need chalk. And some of this fucking like little fucking old skinny white fucking little bitch, this little man. I'm like chalk in my hands, and I fucking walk up. I walk up to the bar. He goes, hey, chalk's not allowed in this gym. And I was like, what? He's like, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, oh, you don't give a fuck? I said, I don't give a fuck. I said, get the fuck out of my way, motherfucker. And he's like, oh, I've been here for 6 years. I said, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of my way. Get the fuck out of my way. Get the fuck. I said, motherfucker, you better get the fuck out of my fucking way. If I was on probation, I would smash his fucking face. If it was the old days, oh my god, dude. And then I'm wearing my fucking, I do alpha male shit, fucking shirt, my tank top and shit. And he's like, oh, also, your shirt has profanity. I said, motherfucker. I said, shit is not a fucking cuss word. I was like, hey, man, I said, you're taking too far, motherfucker. I said, you're taking too fucking far. I said, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. Get the fuck out of my fucking face. I said, I'm gonna finish the fucking workout, and then I'm gonna fucking cancel membership. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm gonna freak. I'm gonna snap. Oh yeah, so I go down downstairs to check out. I tell the chick, like, hey, where's your little bitch ass manager? And she looked at me all crazy. And then I went into the manager office. She's like, oh, I'm really sorry. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I said, get the fuck out of my fucking face right fucking now. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of my face. Don't talk to me again in your fucking life. Oh my god, dude. I'm fucking pissed. Oh yeah, go to alphamilshit.com and buy some shit. Cause fucking, why not? Cause it's good shit. And because, I don't know, I wanna make money. Cause I'm broke.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, I was watching the video from last night. I was watching the video from last night when I was freaking out about the 24-hour fitness stuff. It makes me look like a fucking maniac, but I was fucking pissed, for real. I'm on probation, and I can't act the way that I used to act, like a wild maniac, like I want to, like. So I think this is gonna be kind of good, like the stupid these little video blogs, because then I could like kind of vent. It's kind of like a diary, like a journal or whatever. I know how to freak out and smash people instead. It's kind of good, and it's kind of funny, because when I watch it, I'm like, fuck, dude, I look like a fucking psychomaniac. But that's how I get, man. I get so fucking pissed off, so pissed off. But that guy was a dick, though. I don't know what that guy's problem was.
Estaba bastante activo en redes sociales y parece que su locura fue lo que le ayudó a volver a ganar un poco de fama. En sus primeros meses de libertad, lo único que se dedicaba era hacer su blog online, y lo que estaba de moda en aquella época era MySpace, y subiría una foto diaria sin excepción, y cada foto consistía en un bonito fondo con un mensaje positivo. Se ve que esto se volvió algo habitual, y sus seguidores esperarían la foto cada noche, pero el 9 de abril de 2013 su rutina fue interrumpida, y durante 4 días sus redes sociales estuvieron en silencio. Hasta el día 14, que era domingo, posteó solo una foto, pero volvería a desaparecer durante 2 semanas. Esto le hizo a sus fans y a la comunidad de la MMA preguntarse dónde se habría metido, con muchos afirmando que habría vuelto a prisión por violar la condicional, y otros especulando que seguro se trataba de drogas y habría escapado. Pero no estaba en la cárcel y no había escapado. Los rumores se desvanecieron el viernes 26 a las 4:34 exactamente, ya que Jon volvería a retomar sus redes sociales posteando multitud de fotos al día, todos los días. Pero esta vez no estaba posteando imágenes melodramáticas de Google, porque parecía que ya no las necesitaba. La chica de la foto era Christy McEnday, quien en aquel entonces era una estrella en el cine para adultos. Ganó varios premios al principio de su carrera y su imagen siguió subiendo hasta alcanzar la fama. Ella y Maquina De Guerra se conocieron en una sesión de foto para la revista Hustle en 2013 y empezaron una relación 2 semanas más tarde. Jon volvió a competir retomando su racha de victoria, y mientras Christy siguió su curso en la industria del cine para adultos. Parece que ambos comenzaron a subir como la espuma simultáneamente, e hicieron varias apariciones públicas en diferentes entregas de premios. Estos dos empezaron a recibir pequeños contratos como pareja, incluso conversaciones con el canal Bravo TV para hacer un reality show. Parece que los astros se habían alineado en su favor. Todo parecía encajar y su vida prometía un buen futuro. El suelo brillaba a cada paso que daban, pero parece que eso no significaba nada a comparación del amor que sentían el uno por el otro. Algo que todos sabemos es que cada relación es diferente y es imposible saber lo que pasa a puertas cerradas. Como dice gente jodida, lo que ves no es siempre lo que es, y la forma en la que las parejas actúan en público no suele ser igual que cuando nadie mira. Esto es algo muy común en relaciones abusivas o tóxicas. Es como un trato no escrito entre el maltratador y el maltratado, donde ambos mantendrían la dulce mentira y esconderían la amarga verdad. Su imagen pública siempre sería contradictoria a la realidad. Mientras los abusos continuaban, seguirían viviendo un cuento de hadas para escapar de esa realidad en ciertas ocasiones. Relaciones prolongadas en las que se sufren maltratos, ya sean físicos o psicológicos, requiere del cuidado de ambos para alterar la percepción de la realidad que reciben los demás. Pronto saldría a la luz que la violencia era algo habitual en su relación, y Christy, como la víctima de estos actos, eventualmente rompería con él el 6 de mayo de 2014. Pero el listo de Jon se quedó con la llave del apartamento de Christy, visitándola así 3 meses después sin avisar, donde la encontraría en la cama con otro hombre. Ese hombre era Corey Thomas, de 35 años, a quien en ese momento le dieron una paliza durante 10 minutos, causándole una dislocación del hombro, nariz rota, marcas y mordiscos en la cara, hasta ser estrangulado con un mataleón, mientras le hacía jurar que no acudiría a las autoridades. Y cómo no, le dio su palabra a Jon, quien le dejó marchar. Pero la pesadilla solo acababa de comenzar para Christy, y durante 2 horas la violó, la golpeó severamente y la cortó con un cuchillo. Sus lesiones incluían 18 huesos rotos en la cara, la pérdida de 12 dientes, 3 costillas rotas y daños en el hígado. Aprovechando un despiste de su atacante, Christy escapó por la terraza acabando en el jardín de un vecino, donde sería rescatada por la policía. E inmediatamente la policía acordonó el piso, pero Jon había desaparecido. Y se mantuvo desaparecido por más de una semana mientras posteaba en Twitter todo ese tiempo. Básicamente solo tuiteaba sobre lo injusto que había sido tratado y que todo había sido un malentendido. Pero fue encontrado y arrestado por la policía en un motel de California 3 semanas después. Le detuvieron sin fianza durante 2 años a esperas del juicio. Y en el esperado juicio se declaró no culpable a los 34 cargos que tenía en su contra, de los que incluía un cargo por violación y 2 por intento de asesinato. Su juicio comenzó el 27 de febrero de 2017.
Now, you will hear that all of a sudden while they're sleeping, this door comes open, the lights turn on, and the defendant is standing there. Both of them are shocked. They both kind of sit up in the bed. The defendant looks at Corey. He runs to Corey. He jumps on the bed and he starts wailing on his face. Hit after hit after hit after hit. Corey sticks up his hands to protect himself, and then the defendant begins to choke him. Now, Christy, knowing that this is what the defendant does, very quickly hops out of bed and puts the 2 dogs out, because the defendant has been violent towards her dogs in the past. She puts those dogs out. She then runs to the bathroom. She takes her cell phone and she makes a 911 call. You'll have that 911 call back in evidence and be able to hear it clear. Ms. McInday will tell you that at one point she wakes up, she's lying on her back, her legs are spread out in front of the defendant, excuse my language, and he says, "That's my pussy and I'm gonna take it back." He then licks his hand, places it on her vagina in an attempt to lubricate it as he tries to get himself hard. But he's not able to do so, and that makes him angry, so he continues to beat her. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this trial, after you see all of the items of evidence, after you hear the testimony of Corey Thomas, and after you hear the testimony of Christine McInday, the state will ask you to go in, deliberate, come back, and find the defendant guilty of the crimes in which the state has charged him.
I want to ask you a couple questions about an individual by the name of Christine McInday. Do you know her?
Yes.
And how is it did you know her?
We dated.
Tell me about that first date. How did it go?
Went great. We met each other and, got acquainted with each other and had some dinner about 7 p.m.
Did you discuss any of her previous boyfriends at that time?
Yeah, you kind of discussed that, in the beginning opening date. She had mentioned that her previous boyfriend happened to be an MMA fighter.
What was your understanding of her relationship with the MMA fighter previous boyfriend?
Oh, she said they had no relationship. They had been over for 6 months. So then the door opened to the room, and the lights came on, and the defendant was standing there looking at me.
Is that individual present in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you point to him and describe something he's wearing?
Oh, sure. Purple shirt, War Machine.
So the lights went on at that time, and then you were able to see his face?
Yeah.
Describe to me the expression on his face.
A very surprised, big eye, very angry look, and could see him say the words, "What the fuck?"
What happens after he mouths those words to you?
So I thought to myself, wow, what's going to happen next? And I remember trying to put my hands onto the bed and kind of slide up towards the sitting position, but before I could get there, he had already jumped onto the bed from there to there, and he had started pounding me in the face.
And where was he striking you?
In the face.
With what?
With his knuckles, closed fist.
Okay. Did he land any of those hits?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. What's going through your mind at this time?
Cover my face, but then I was just receiving hits right to the face, probably 10, 15 good, fast, quick hits. And I started to cover my face as fast as possible and get my hands up, but they were still slipping in. The guy's a fighter, so it's like you can't cover everything. And I thought to myself, okay, I got to break him from hitting me. And I reached up, I grabbed him behind the neck with my right hand, and I pulled him down to flatten him out, so he had to put his hands out. Though as he's coming down, then he bit me here in the cheek.
Okay.
And I could feel the bite, and once it registered I was getting bitten, then I put my hands back up to try and break him off of my face, and then he bit me in the arm as I was trying to push him up off of me. And then he's still hitting me, slipping in a lot of hits. So I used my feet and my hands to push him away from me, and I stepped off to the left side of the bed. I tried to roll over to the side of the bed, and then he came lunging at me and immediately went for my neck from behind and put a choke around my neck. My head is about here, body's like this. He's choking me that way, and I'm looking up at the ceiling thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm not gonna die in Chrissy's bathroom.
What were you feeling as he's choking you?
I was starting to see stars and go unconscious. I was on my way. So then I thought to myself, well, I'm physically done. I think the only thing left here is to mentally try and change the table and see what's possible. And I just asked a simple question. I said, well, what do you want from me? Do you want to kill me, or do you want me to walk out of here?
What was his response?
At first it was, not really a response, just a pause. Then he moved into threatening me and telling me, well, my friends are Hell's Angels and my friends are Navy SEALs, and how do I know if I let you go you're not going to be a snitch?
Did you tell him whether or not you would snitch?
Yeah, I said, well, I'm no snitch.
Okay.
So that's that. If we make an agreement to handle this and this is over, then that's what it is.
Okay.
But he threatened me again, and I said, well, you got really two options. You got to kill me, or you got to let me go. And I kind of tried to just change the table, and I could feel him kind of release a little bit. I got to my feet and walked around the bed. I grabbed my things from this side of the bed. I looked at him, he looked at me, we nodded at each other, and I said, okay, and I walked out the door. I went up to the other room where we were last night, grabbed the rest of my stuff, and I walked right back out, down the stairs to the front door, and left.
Were you able to, did you land any punches on him?
No.
No. And why not?
Because I was busy getting punched.
Okay. When you were leaving Ms. Mack's residence, did you hear any screaming or yelling between either the defendant or Ms. McInday?
No.
Could you hear anything that made you believe that there was further violence going on in that house?
From hearing anything, no. Because in my mind, I mean, I would never, hitting a girl is not something that I would ever be able to understand doing. So, and in my mind,
What did you say?
hitting a girl.
Hitting.
Yeah, I was raised with three sisters, my mother, and that's not something that would process in my mind. So I thought 2 guys fought. That's the end of it, and I'm spent. I'm sure he is, and move forward.
Do you have quite an affinity for animals?
Yes, I do.
Right. Do you have several pets?
Yes.
So during this time period that we're going to talk about in a little bit, which would be August of 2014, can you explain how many animals you had and what kind of animal they were?
I have 2 dogs, and I had, I believe, 5 snakes at that time, and I had some rats, and John and I had shared 2 ferrets.
Okay. You said you used the term John. Who's that?
And you refer to him as War Machine.
Okay. And was he your boyfriend at one time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Can you please just describe an article of clothing that he's wearing for me?
He's wearing a white button-up shirt.
Okay. Your Honor, may the record reflect that she's identified the defendant?
Yes, it will.
Thank you. So we were speaking about the defendant just a second ago. How was it that you met him?
We met at an adult shoot for Hustler, and it was just a like a photograph spread for Hustler magazine.
Was it did you have an appointment to do the photo shoot at Hustler, or did he? How did that work out?
He did. They had asked him to do the shoot, and he said I would only do it if you got Christy to do it.
Okay. Did you know him at that point?
No, I did not.
Okay. And so you agreed to do the shoot?
Yes.
And so the 2 of you obviously must have hit it off?
Yeah, a little bit. I was very standoffish. I didn't want a relationship. I felt very independent, and I didn't want a man at that time.
Okay. But at some point you came into a relationship, right?
Yes, we did.
And so when was that?
Just a few weeks after.
Towards the building, Your Honor. When you started dating, how old were you?
I believe I was 22.
And how old was he?
That would make him 32.
What types of things, like when when the relationship was going well, what types of things did the 2 of you do for fun?
We would go to movies. We would just go to the park, drive around sometimes. I don't like being in crowds. I have really bad social anxiety, so it makes me uncomfortable.
And I was going to ask you, are you somewhat of a homebody?
Yes, definitely.
And do you drink?
Not at all.
Do you do any drugs?
Never.
And so, Mr. Koppenhaver, did that lifestyle match with him as well?
For a while it seemed that it did, but at times it definitely did not suit him at all.
If I were to ask you, how would you explain your relationship? What would you say?
Our relationship was definitely very, very passionate. And at times very violent, but sometimes extremely loving.
Did the defendant go quickly to anger during fights?
Usually, yes.
At some point in your relationship, did you start to see an angry side of him?
Yes, I did.
In the beginning, or when you first started seeing this side to him, was the violence physical?
Not in the beginning.
Okay, can you explain how it was?
In the beginning, he would remove himself from the situation.
Did it get to a point where when he got angry, he wasn't leaving the room anymore?
Yes.
And did there start to become physical violence in your relationship?
Yes, there did.
When did that start happening?
I want to say 3 or 4 months in. In the beginning, it would just be like a slap in the face, and that would be it, or just choking me, and that would be it.
When he would do this, was your breathing impeded?
Yes, it was.
Would you see stars or lose consciousness?
Usually, yes.
Usually you would lose consciousness?
Yes.
How often were these types of things happening, like the slaps or the chokes?
At first, they weren't that frequent, maybe once a month. But as our relationship progressed, the violence progressed also.
Did you ever fight back?
No.
Now, your mom lived with you in your home in Las Vegas.
Yes, she did.
And you said that the defendant hated your mom.
Yes.
And was there a constant, I mean, it went both ways, is that fair to say?
Yes, it did. They both hated each other.
When he would do these things to you, like these choking events or slapping events, would he ever take any personal property from you?
He would usually take my phone.
And why would he take your phone?
He was afraid that I was going to call my mom.
Why would that scare him if you called your mom?
Because my mom would call the police.
Did you feel comfortable telling your mom or your friends that these types of things were happening to you?
No, I hid it from my mom the best I could. I don't like my mom to worry about me, and then I also didn't want her to call the police.
Were you embarrassed that these things were happening to you?
I was extremely embarrassed. I never thought that I could let that happen to me. I always saw myself as a strong individual, and I realize now that I shouldn't have been embarrassed, but at the time I definitely was.
Did he ever threaten you if you did tell?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
He said he would send his Navy SEAL friends and the Hells Angels after either myself or my family if he went to prison.
Christie recalcó 4 momentos en los que el acusado la agredió físicamente, y en cada uno de esos momentos era por celos hacia otro hombre.
He ripped my wig off, and I took my fangs out because I knew he was going to hit me next, and I didn't want to either chip my teeth or swallow one of the fangs.
Okay. And so you took them out? What
Yes.
happened after you took the fangs out?
I put them into my bag, and he began screaming at me more and more, and he turned the car around to go back where we came from. I had taken my seatbelt off because I knew if we hit a stoplight, I'd be able to escape and I wouldn't have to get hit this time.
Okay.
So I took my seatbelt off without him noticing, and I tried, when we reached the stoplight, thank God we hit a stoplight, I opened the door to try and escape, and he pulled me back in by my hair and slammed my head down on the dashboard, which chipped my tooth. And then he was still really mad, so he grabbed my head and brought me in and bit my chin right here.
In the left part of your bottom chin?
Yes. And I don't remember how many times he hit me after that, but he turned down the side road by the Best Buy, and he said, "Now I have to kill you because people saw you try and escape." He said, "Now I have to take you to the desert and kill you." I still have my seatbelt off. I was bent over crying, and at some point he punched me in the back. And then he took me to a gym parking lot, and he calmed down a little bit, and he licked his hand and tried to wipe some of the blood away. He told me he couldn't take me home like this because my mom was home. He told me he had to clean me up, but everything was going to be fine. And then after that, he took me home. He went inside first. When my mom greeted him, he said that I was just, getting some stuff out of the car and that I would be in shortly. And then when she went back to her room, he allowed me to come in and go upstairs and clean myself up.
What were your injuries after that incident?
I had a black eye, and I had a cut under my eye. I had a scratch on my nose where he had hit me. I had a bite mark here. And that's pretty much it. My chipped tooth. I once told my mom, I just fell down the stairs in my bedroom. Of course, the cliche, I fell down the stairs. But I ended up using that. I told my friends that it was just a dog scratch, or my dogs are large, that a dog had hit me in the head, like head-butted me, like it was. I would just come up with any excuse that I could use.
You said in the days afterwards, he would take care of you. So let's say that there's an incident like we were just talking about, and then you have marks on your face. In the next days, how would he treat you?
It would be the best days of our relationship. He would stay home from training just to be with me, and we would watch all my favorite movies. He would go to the store and get all the snacks that I wanted. He'd go get coffee for me. We would order, take in a delivery. He would just be around me and make sure that I was okay.
Was he loving during those periods?
Extremely loving.
Esto es lo que se conoce en psicología como el ciclo del abuso, o para ser específicos, fase 3. Luna de miel. Después de un episodio abusivo, el agresor toma conciencia de lo que ha hecho y se esfuerza por mantener a su pareja a su lado. Muestra arrepentimiento, pide perdón, llora y promete que no lo volverá a hacer. La víctima se sentirá aliviada de no seguir siendo abusada, pero también empezará a sentir una conexión más fuerte con el maltratador debido al abrupto cambio de emociones. Cuando miedo intenso e intimidación va acompañado de amor y cuidado, los sentimientos de aquella persona pueden verse intensificados. Eso hará que el maltratador tenga esperanzas en la relación, y esta negación de la realidad es aceptada de forma segura. En este momento, Christine contará una de las muchas veces que fue violada por el acusador.
When this is going on, are you saying anything? Are you fighting?
I start by saying, no, please don't, like, I don't want this to happen. And then I just give up.
Did you make clear to him that this is not what I want?
Yes, I did. I began crying at some point. I tell him, stop, and then I just lay there.
After it was done, how did it end?
He got off, and then I went to the shower and just kept crying. And he started screaming at me, what the fuck's wrong with you?
After this event happened, did you still maintain a relationship with him?
Yes, I did.
Why did you continue to stay with him when these things were being done to you?
I loved him. I would have done anything for him. I just wanted to be with him.
Christie relata durante una hora múltiples escenarios de abuso físico y psicológico, y acaba llegando al momento cuando Corey Thomas se va del apartamento después de haber sido agredido por Maquina de Guerra.
Now, you said that after Corey leaves, you remember the defendant running at you.
Yes.
And then you remember, the next thing you remember is being in the shower.
Yes.
Do you remember how you got in the shower?
I don't know how I got in the shower.
Do you remember, when you were in the shower, did you have clothes on or off?
They were off, and the shorts that I was wearing were in the shower.
When you were in the shower, what was the defendant doing?
He was going through my phone and yelling at me through the glass door.
What was he yelling about?
I don't remember exactly what he was yelling about anymore.
At that point in time, did you think you had been hit?
Yes, I could taste blood in my mouth, so I knew I had been hit in the face. And I also I don't remember how I got in the shower.
What's the next thing you remember?
Past that, I just remember being on all fours right in front of the shower, like I was about to stand up, and he kicked me in the ribs so hard that I fell over and began convulsing.
Did you ever ask him for help or to stop?
Just after this, I told him that I needed help, because I genuinely felt like I was going to die at this point.
What did he say to you?
He told me that nobody could help me.
At any point in time, did he ever use any weapons against you?
Yes, he did.
Can you explain how?
He had a knife. It was one of my kitchen set knives. It was a black handle with silver rivets. And he would push it into my ear. He would push it into my hand. He sawed off my hair. He cut up all of my wigs because he always hated my wigs. He cut my head.
With a knife?
Yes. I just remember him still being so angry he broke the handle off of the knife and still continued to use the knife blade in his hand to push it into me.
Is there come a point where he tells you that he's going to have to kill you?
Yes.
What does he say?
He looks at me and he says, now I have to kill you. I've gone too far. You can't be seen like this. Everyone's gonna know.
En ese momento, Máquina de Guerra va a la cocina por otro cuchillo y es cuando Christie se envalentiza y salta por la ventana. Se las arregló para llegar al final de la calle, donde la vio su vecino escondiéndose en el jardín y llamando al 911. Christine fue llevada al hospital y fue tratada por sus lesiones. Empezaron a circular imágenes desastrosas y el hashtag Máquina de Guerra se volvió trending en Estados Unidos, Canadá, Brasil y Reino Unido. Durante la segunda semana de agosto de 2014, esas imágenes se volvieron lo más compartido de Internet y eso, con el tiempo, ayudó a su arresto. El juicio fue visto por toda América en las noticias nacionales. Y de lo que más se habló fue de Erin McEnday, la madre de Christine. Ella testificaría el día 7 del juicio y se las arregló para aparentar firmeza, la típica persona a la que querrías como amiga, pero nunca como enemiga.
Just briefly, like, how would you characterize Christy? What type of child was she?
She was a very quiet child. She liked to keep to herself. She was very loving. She was very creative. She liked to color and draw and play with Barbies, and
How did she do in school?
she was outstanding in school. I never had to stand over her and say, do your homework. It was an automatic thing for her.
Would you say she's an extrovert or an introvert?
I would say introvert for sure.
As far as you know, does she drink alcohol?
No,
Or did she drink
never.
alcohol?
She's never had alcohol.
What about drugs?
No.
In 2013, did Christine start dating someone by the name of Jonathan Koppenhaver?
Yes,
Do you see him here?
I do. He's wearing a white shirt, playing with his fingers.
Okay, Your Honor, may the record reflect the identification of the defendant?
Yes, it will.
Thank you. Now, does he look the same to you as he sits here today?
No,
How does he look different?
he looks like he's lost about 50, 60 pounds. He's not as broad in the arms and in the shoulders.
Did you start to see any changes in Christine after she had been with him
Yes.
for a few months?
Yes.
Can you please describe some of those changes?
She was more isolated from me. She didn't want to do anything with me. She would spend more time in her room. She wasn't as talkative. Her social media, one of her accounts was closed. She was more of she's always been independent. Even as a little girl, she was independent. And you could see her independence kind of slip away as time went on.
Were you ever present at the home when the defendant became physically violent towards your daughter?
I was in that room that day, and I heard screaming and fighting. And I came out of my bedroom, and I said, what the F is going on? They're screaming at each other. I can't even remember what they were screaming, but Christy was standing up on the stairs. I'm not sure where John was. And she said he grabbed me by my neck and dragged me up the stairs. And I'm like, I'm calling the police. And you could see she had a red mark on her throat. So
I'm sorry, when she said that to you, when she said he grabbed me by my throat, is she talking like you and I are talking, or is...
No, she was screaming. She was hysterical.
Okay.
I think at that point, John had gone up to the bedroom to pack his stuff, because when I said I'm calling the police, he's leaving. And he stood in the closet with his laundry bag, taking his clothes and stuffing it in there, going, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Was the relationship between the defendant and you, had it pretty much deteriorated?
Yes.
And because of that, was Christy often kind of in the middle between the two of you?
Yes.
Was it clear at this point that you didn't like him and
Oh,
he
I
didn't
couldn't
like
stand
you?
him at that point. I didn't like him. And I told Christy, I started noticing things, and I told her my opinion, and it was just, she'd say, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
And then at 6:44, you receive a text message from the defendant, you awake yet? Several question marks. There was a huge fight when I came in. The guy she was in bed with came at me. So when you start getting these text messages, what do you do? What's going through your mind?
I tried to call him because I couldn't text fast enough. I just woke up. I was trying to read those and try to process out of a straight sleep. What am I looking at? My mind's trying to catch up to everything that's going on. And so I tried to call him, and I said, what's going on? And he goes, we got into a fight and I had to beat her up. And from that point on, I think I hung up the phone. I went and told my boyfriend, you've got to get up now. He's done something to Christy. Move your car so I can get across town. My boyfriend said, oh God.
So did you get in your car and go across town?
He moved his car, and I started driving, and I think the next time I had a thought, I was actually underneath the Desert Inn, the viaduct, the bridge on DI.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking
Yes,
about? I think that's the last cognitive thought that I really had from the house to there. And my thought was, she's dead. That was my thought.
Did you get to Christy's house?
I did.
And when you got there, were there already police officers and everything?
Si las miradas matasen, de acuerdo con la revista Neurociencia, la relación entre madre e hija es la más fuerte. La parte del cerebro que regula las emociones es más similar entre madres e hijas que cualquier otro miembro de la familia. Y esto significa que la madre puede sentir más empatía hacia su hija cuando afrontan un problema.
Without talking about your conversations with Christy, was there a folder on Christy's phone that she specifically wanted you to get?
Yes.
During the remainder of Christy's stay at the hospital and then for several weeks after, did you kind of try to keep her in a safe place in hiding?
Yes.
Until the defendant had been apprehended?
Yes.
Now you talked a little bit about Christy when you came to her in the hospital and started crying. She told you to quit crying.
Say yes.
Yes, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know it's hard, but I need an out-loud answer.
Would you consider her an emotional person?
No.
Do you consider it easy for her to share things?
No.
In regards to this incident, does she want to talk about it?
No.
Because of the instance that you've spoken about, that you had seen the defendant physically violent, and because you saw your daughter with marks and you had concerns, do you regret now, not stepping in and going to the police?
No. The other incidents that I saw, I really wish I would have shot you. That's my retrospective. I wish I would have shot you.
Oh, thank you so much. Your Honor, that concludes my direct examination.
Okay. Cross.
El juicio duró 3 semanas y el veredicto fue dictado el 20 de marzo de 2017.
Verdict. We, the jury in the above titled case, find the defendant, War Machine, a.k.a. Jon Koppenhaver, as follows. Count 1. Battery constituting domestic violence, strangulation, ferret cage. Guilty of battery constituting domestic violence. Court. Count 2. Coercion. Guilty of coercion without force. Count 3. Preventing or dissuading witness or victim from reporting crime or commencing prosecution. Guilty of preventing or dissuading witness or victim from reporting crime or commencing prosecution.
Maquina de Guerra fue condenado entre 36 años y cadena perpetua, después de ser acusado de más de 20 delitos, incluyendo asalto sexual y secuestro en primer grado. Así que, ahí lo tenéis, el ascenso y la caída de Jon Koppenhaver, Máquina de Guerra. Su historia es una paradoja humana que solo consideramos una vez es demasiado tarde. Y seguramente pase el resto de su vida en prisión y en lugar de poder crear nuevos recuerdos, ahora tiene que lidiar con los que ya tiene. A veces, tocar el cielo y caer puede ser abrumador.